Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of my newest project, the Book Summary Podcast. I'm your host, Dario Gonzalez, the host of the Super Dar World Podcast. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm just going to give you a quick, brief introduction of what this show is going to be about. Basically, it's a campfire version of some of your favorite stories. So imagine a friend telling you what a book is about, what a movie's about, or something like that. In my other podcast, Super Dar World, I tend to do summaries of movies or TV shows, and people really enjoy that. So I'm going to be doing that, but with books, because I enjoy reading, and I've noticed that a lot of the stories that I want to talk about, not everybody's seen them. So and they want me to share what the story was about. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go each episode. We're going to go through a chapter of a book, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. It's going to be in order, so don't worry, you won't get lost if I start. If you listen to 4 or 5 podcasts in a row, you'll get a whole book. So there you go. My hopes is that this will actually invite people to read. They'll want to read a little bit more. They'll get curious. But if not, at least they'll know the story, and they'll talk to me about it. So I enjoy that. Mostly, I will be focusing on fiction, because I'm a fiction guy. I enjoy fiction a lot more. I enjoy fiction books, and there's a lot of great stories out there that have been written throughout history, and that I want to enjoy more, and I want you to enjoy more, because there's great lessons to be learned from history. So, and from fiction as well. You know, some pretty interesting ideas get transmitted in the form of fiction, and you learn a lot of valuable lessons, not having to go through hardship and stuff like that. So it will be, I'm a sci-fi guy, I'm a fantasy guy, so it will be mostly those types of books, but I will also be focusing on, old classics. Like, for example, I'm planning on some of the first books that I'll be doing will be probably the Odyssey, the Iliad, written by Homer, also the works of Shakespeare, Hemingway, stuff like that. But I'll also be doing more modern stuff, like, for example, the Harry Potter books will be in there for sure. The Game of Thrones books, I'm not going to touch until the newest one comes out. I'm putting my foot down on that one. I'm not going to go through all those books until they announce the newest one is coming out. So probably as soon as they announce it, I'm going to read them. But in the meantime, you can just, I'm not going to leave you hanging there, because unfortunately, I feel like the people that have read the books are going to be left without knowing how that story ends. But anyway, so there's going to be a big variety of books, very different. I like reading a little bit of everything. I like, from regular novels to short stories to manga to light novels, comic books, graphic novels. All those are great stories. And like I said, I will be breaking them down for you. It's not going to be like a review or anything. I'm just going to be telling you what happened. Like, this character did this thing at this moment, this happened, and this is how it goes. So it's like I said, campfire version of your favorite stories, just a friend telling you what a story's about. Hopefully you will enjoy it, and hopefully it will inspire you to want to read a little bit more, or actually enjoy the work of these authors. Because, I can't give Hemingway justice. In my own words, I can't give justice to Hemingway, but I can try. I can at least, convey what the story was about, and hopefully that'll inspire you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna go check that out, because there's something about audiobooks that I don't particularly like, and that's the medium doesn't translate as well. You get distracted when you're hearing an audiobook or something like that. So I'm going to try to switch it up a little bit. So hopefully it works out. But I want you to enjoy books in the way that they were meant to be enjoyed, which is, reading them. So, like I said, hopefully this will inspire you. The first book that I'm going to be starting with, I've decided I'm going to keep it light. I'm going to keep it, kind of interesting, easy to explain, easy for people to imagine. It's easier for me to paint a picture with a franchise that already exists. So I am going to be reading the comic books of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, in the next episode, I will explain what that's about. I'll give you a brief intro to the franchise so you understand kind of where the story takes off. But yeah, basically, the minute that I found out that there's comic books of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Nickelodeon series, arguably one of the greatest animated shows of all time, I was like, I gotta read those. And so I've talked to people about them, and not everybody's read them. Not everybody knows that they exist. So there you go. If you're curious about what's going to happen there, those are going to be the first novels that I start with. Well, I mean, they're comic books, but I mean, counts. It's a story. So yeah, you can look forward to a great variety of books. Just a simple, dumbed down version of those stories. I'm hoping it'll inspire you to join me in this as I'm reading the books. I had a lot of debates with myself about how should I release these. Should I just, in 1 week read a book and then just do the whole thing and release it at once? Or should I do one chapter per episode per day? So meaning I read one chapter, I only release one chapter. It, I mean, as part of the audience, I would prefer to to hear it all at once. Just release if a book has, I don't know, 10 chapters, just release 10 episodes at once so I can binge them. But I think that the better approach is, I'm gonna let you sit with it for a bit. I'm gonna try this. So at least in the beginning, I'm going to do an intro. The next day, chapter 1. Next day, chapter 2. Next day, chapter 3. Every single day. I'm debating if I'm going to be doing this Saturdays and Sundays because I think I can do it. But for the moment, at least this week, I won't put that on the table. I'm just going to start. I'm going to keep it light. And as soon as I get, a feeling of how this is going, that the wheels start turning in this little machine, then I'm going to actually go, full throttle and probably do one a day. There's a problem. The workaholic in me wants to do more. Let's do 10 a day. But I want to keep it slow. And I also want to give the audience a chance to actually, if they want to, read the chapter. You can just read the chapter and then, you have like a little breakdown for me of what happened. And if you want to discuss it, feel free to find me. I'm always happy to talk stories with somebody. If you want to contact me, you can find me at Dario SDW on Instagram. That's the easiest way for you to contact me right there. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to answer, but I'm working on it. Okay. Anyway, that's it for now. You can look forward to the next episode, which should come out. Actually, I'm probably gonna record it today. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the comic series. Looking forward to that. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this ride.